It was already a whole year later from that first trailer that we saw at E3 2013 with Villager, Mega Man, all that. It was already a year later. Nintendo had just announced their plans for E3 2013 or 2014. I'm sorry, with all the Nintendo Digital event, which is basically a Nintendo Direct but at E3, the live Nintendo Treehouse filming, the Smash Invitational, and the Smash Best Buy thing, which I attended. The Smash Best Buy. So everyone was hyped, of course, for E3 2014 because they had already like announced all the Smash stuff, and of course they were naturally going to reveal at least a couple more characters. So Nintendo's digital event starts, and the very first trailer we see is something very strange. It begins, and you see Iwata, and he's just like staring deeply into your soul. Then it turns around, and there's Reggie, and he's staring very deeply into your soul. Then they look each other like in the eye, and there's this like music going on in the background, and all of a sudden Reggie just goes Rah! And charges out of water, and they start fighting like Dragon Ball Z style, and it's just like it's so weird. And like Iwata does the directly to you attack, and Reggie does some sort of like Falcon Punch and all this kind of stuff, and it's just really kind of weird. And you see these guys like fighting these big Nintendo presidents from Japan and America, and then they start like Dragon Ball Z punching each other where it's like super fast and everything, and it's all weird, and everyone was just wondering what was going on at this point. And you just see Iwata get thrown by Reggie, and then they start staring at each other again. They're just deeply staring into each other's souls like they know exactly what's going to go on. And then you see the Smash Cross. They pull out stuff. Everyone's thinking, oh, did that petition for Reggie getting in the game actually come true? And then you're half right. Reggie's Mii comes out. Iwata's Mii comes out. And then they start duking it out. Mii's are in the game. I was never big on the idea for Mii's, but, making it Reggie and Iwata was the perfect choice for the trailer. You see them going. I mean, the movesets seem very generic at this point in time because it's the first time we're seeing the trailer. You just see them zooming and kicking, and you see the Reggie as the brawler Mii, and you see Iwata as the swordsman. And you see Reggie finish Iwata off, and he's all happy. Yet Reggie's already explained how he sucks at Smash Brothers, apparently. Then Iwata pulls out an amiibo, which at the time we were just like, what's that thing? He puts it on the gamepad, and then Mario comes on screen and basically kicks Reggie all over the place. He just, I don't know. They should have done like some sort of other new character instead of just Mario, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But Reggie gets defeated and he flies off all on his own. Iwata's there with Mario, and then they're just kind of just jumping all around. And so at that point, we're all just wondering what Mii's okay. And so we got a little thing afterwards with Sakurai talking to us about how the Mii's were and how they were apparently supposed to be in Brawl, but he was thinking it wouldn't be appropriate for them to be kicking or whatever. So, but now they're in the game, and there's like three types of them. There's the Brawlers, who are the close range fighters with the fists and the flurries and the whatever's. And they're all up close and personal with close combat. Then there's the Swordsmen, who are weapon masters, and they use their sword and other things like weapons, I don't know, whatever. And then there's the gunners, who are more about ranged fighting and have a bunch of projectiles, kind of like Samus or Mega Man or something, and they have long ranged attacks. And they're just kind of showing how they each have customizable moves. And at this point, it's the first time. Sorry about that. The first time we had learned about customizable moves, and at this point we weren't sure if it was for everyone or if it was for just the Mii's. And it just kind of showed how the Mii's have all these different customizable moves that you can choose from, and how they're like colors, and they like the colors they can have, and they can wear different outfits and all this different stuff about the Mii's. And personally for me, it's very hard to analyze how I feel about the Mii, because the Mii its whole thing is to be customizable. So there's really no like I really love the gameplay of the Mii, because you can really make any kind of Mii you want. You can have any of the recoveries that they give you the option for. You can have any of the special, like, you can have any of the B, like the neutral B, side B, down B. You can make them faster. You can make them more defensive. You can make them more offensive. You can make them taller. You can make them fatter. Like, so I'm assuming that like a small but fat me would be pretty good. Um, so it's just you just kind of it's hard to evaluate. You know what I'm trying to say? Evaluate this kind of a fighter because it's all about the customization, which Smash 4 is heavily pushing. I'm not sure how I feel about all the other customizable moves for the other characters and the customizable equipment. I feel like that stuff should only be left to the Miis because that's the whole point of them. But I mean, if you want to use customizable moves, that's fine. I'm just gonna stick to using my Mii for that kind of stuff. So then, of course, it's E3 2014. It can't just be about Smash Brothers. We get stuff like Yoshi's Woolly World and whatever, and we get all these different things. And then later on, we see the second trailer of Smash Brothers for that event. And everyone's just waiting for the new trailer or whatever. All of a sudden, the cross just appears. The fiery cross as always. We know it's a new Smash character. And they show Palutena right away. So it kind of gave it away, which is the one problem I have with this trailer. It just gives Palutena away. If it began with just this amazing fight scene that's going to begin in a couple seconds between Link and Pit, then it would be perfect. They show, as I said before, they show this amazing anime fight scene between Link and Pit using the style of the Kid Icarus Uprising shorts from when that game was coming out. And it's just this amazing fight with Kid Icarus music in the background, Pit's smack-talking Link, they're shooting arrows and using the hook shot, and they're all grabbing each other. And with the perfectly fitting music in the background, by the way. They're just duking it out. It's like Smash Brothers in anime, and everyone was thinking that they wanted a Smash Brothers anime after seeing this, and I think I do as well. And then Link just kind of beats up Pit, and Pit goes tumbling and rumbling, throws his boomerang at Pit, and Pit's like, oh no, Palutena. And Palutena saves him with the reflect barrier, and she's just standing there in all her glory, and she's just like, I don't need you, Pit, or whatever, and sends him off. And he just goes, ah, and flies away. And then she shows off a little booty and a little bit of her bust, and then she looks at the screen, and Palutena lights. So then she makes a comment about divine intervention or whatever, and then it gets into the actual gameplay, which everyone was, a lot of people wanted Palutena, including me. I know we dude certainly did, and everyone was excited about seeing her finally in the game. We were just wondering what her moveset would be, and boy, we got an overload because we see all our A moves, of course, and they seem pretty standard, pretty cool though. We see this Pillar of Light, and that's the first thing that we're thinking, like, is that a special move? And then we get Heavenly Light. Is that a special move? The Explosive Flame, is that a special? Warp special, up special, Reflect special, Auto Reticle special, Jump special, the Counter special, the Dash special, the Missile special, the Firework special, Faster Than Sonic special, Final Smash with the Black Hole and the Mega Laser. We were all confused about what was actually her moves. And then we see like a little montage of the trail of the characters with Kid Icarus Uprising music in the background, Viridi and Pit and Palutena all talking, and it just shows Palutena and she's like, I'm ready for anything or whatever. And we were all a bit confused but very excited at the same time. I know I definitely wanted Palutena in a lot, especially after seeing that Magnus probably was not getting in. Then we see Pitu, or Dark Pit, and little did we know then, but he's actually a character. So I remember discussions when the trailer first came out, and everyone was like, is Dark Pit actually a character? Or no, and everyone was thinking, no, they wouldn't do that. He's an assist trophy, or he's a boss in the Kid Icarus stage. Nope, he's a character. Well then, but at that point, I mean, I don't sound very excited about Palutena, but let me assure you that I definitely was. I was really wanting Palutena. Just from like what she could do. I was thinking she would be using the different weapons from Kid Icarus Uprising, like the wolf claws or whatever, like she did in the one movie short, but she didn't. Either way though, Palutena, everyone got excited for her. Her design, of course, looks amazing and everything. I just feel like her eyes are a bit too small, if that's just me. I don't know, whatever. But to getting into our actual gameplay, alright, so we know her actual special moves are, her B move is the Auto Reticle, her B side is, Reflect Barrier, B up is Warp, and then down B is Counter. Really, besides Auto Reticle and Reflect Barrier, those are fine. But, like, I feel like they chose some of the lamest ones for her default moveset, and seeing as how I'm not going to be using customizable movesets as much, I don't know. And her special moves overall, besides the Reflect Barrier and the counter kinda, seem pretty eh. I mean, her warp's good, but I mean, it's just another Zelda Pharaoh's Wind thing. Besides that, her A moves look pretty good. Everyone was wondering how her up smash would be because it was a giant pillar of light at first, and I mean it goes really far up. The downside is that it only goes up from like in front of her, so you can't do anyone that's directly above your head, unless they're at like a weird angle, I guess. So I mean, it's useful in some situations for like, just blocking things, and then the rest of her smash attacks are like using her wings, and then with all her other moves she uses her staff, and she seems very weird. Once again, not, one of the characters I haven't seen many people use effectively. I mean, I've seen her decently. I feel like she's another character people just need to kind of click with. She does look very fun, though, and I definitely want to try her out. I'm not sure, once again, if I'll be maining her. I'm very excited about her, even though I don't really sound too excited about it. And one thing I actually forgot to go over with the Miis, and it's probably because, because, you know, Miis are Miis, and it goes along with Palutena because of the customizable moves. Let's just go along with my transition here. It doesn't make any sense, though. I forgot to talk about the Mii's Final Smash. So, like, basically all of them are pretty lame. I mean, the Brawler's is like Ike's, kinda, and he just goes and launches you. The Swordsman, he grabs his sword, he launches sword beams or whatever. The Gunner, he shoots big laser. Okay, whatever. But while those, for the first newcomers at E3, the Miis, while their Final Smashes were pretty lame, Palutena's looks amazing. If you've played Kid Icarus Uprising online, then you know this combination. You use the black hole, and then you Mega Laser everyone that's stuck in the black hole, and it does massive damage. And it looks like a really cool Final Smash. Once again, don't know how useful it'll be, because I haven't really seen, like, it used in, like, the heated battle. I've seen it used in, like, against like static CPUs that don't move or anything in training mode, and so I mean that's a lot different. But Palutena definitely seems like she's coming out to be a very cool and interesting character that I'm very excited to try out. It's just that I feel like a lot of her special moves, they were the lamer ones were chosen, and her A moves are pretty good though, so I feel like it's gonna balance out. Plus she does seem pretty heavy, so she'll be able to survive a lot of hits. So it really just depends on, I guess, when I play her, because, once again, I haven't seen as many people use her well. I need to see more people actually using Palutena effectively to really judge her, I guess. But anyways, I mean, those were the first two trailers, and for the rest of the day, there was no third-party character thing or anything. Everyone was starting to think maybe that was it for E3. It was just the Mii Fighters and Palutena, both very exciting newcomers, but then also, at the same time, they showed off the customizable movesets, and they had like oodles and oodles of gameplay coming from the Nintendo Treehouse that everyone was watching, including myself. And it was just showing all these different things about all the characters, not just Palutena and the Miis. In fact, those two were not playable in the demo. Then the whole entire Invitational happened, which was amazing. Just an amazing tournament. Zero, Hungrybox, all of them were amazing, except for Wii Fit Trainer. She just jumped. But, no offense to the Wii Fit Trainer player. I just kind of got annoyed that they were just camping. I don't know if that's just me. But then the entire day went by. You heard that there was going to be this round table between, like, some game journalists or whatever and Sakurai. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And unlike everyone else, I didn't have a Twitter at that point. I have a Twitter now. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter. It's the same. Patreon123. But you know, at this point, I didn't have a Twitter, and so I wasn't informed about the certain character that was revealed at that at the round table. So imagine me about to go to sleep, and then I look on my computer one last time just to check, hey, is there anything? And then I see uploaded from Smash Brothers 3DS and Wii U, red, blue, and yellow. I'm thinking, okay, there's another character. Who is it? And so the trailer begins, and I was starting to think after I saw the trailer who it might have been, but that's besides the point. You see the cross. I mean, not as many people saw this on a live stream or anything, but I saw the cross and I got excited. There's Mario, and you see him zoom into the red hat. And then it's like, okay, that's Mario. Goes into Sonic and Mega Man, and they're zooming to the blue. And I'm starting to realize who it is, kind of, at this point. But then I see the yellow, and I'm like, oh, is it him? Is it him? You see the dot, and then Waka opens up the mouth. It's Pac-Man, and I was so excited. I saw Pac-Man there, and he's just bobbing up and down. He does his little winky, and then you just see him going all around, and he's doing all these moves. He pulls out fruit and everything, and the ghosts, and there's moves. He does, like, a kick, and he has, like, the Galaga thing. He has the trampoline as his up B. You see ghosts flying everywhere, fruit, the Galaxian. You see all these different kinds of wacky things, like a fire hydrant. Where does that come from? You see his weird stage, his dash attack, which looks amazing. His stage on the 3DS version, which is just like arcade Pac-Man. You see all the, and then he goes in like his classic form, and he pulls out all these different things, and then you see his Final Smash, where he just goes OG Pac-Man and just eats everything. And it's just I was getting overwhelmed at this point. I was so excited for Pac-Man. I watched the trailer over and over again. And then you see Game & Watch. And some people took this as a soft confirmation. I did. And, of course, he was later revealed to be in the game. And it shows Pac-Man in Game & Watch 1980. And then Mario DK 1981. And, oh boy, I was so excited. I was about to go to sleep. And then I could not go to sleep. Because I needed to watch this trailer over and over again to analyze everything that Pac-Man did. And Pac-Man, of course, makes sense probably more than almost any other newcomer, or not newcomer, third-party choice, because, you know, Bandai Namco is helping co-develop this game. So Pac-Man, of course, made a lot of sense. And so you see you just look at him, and as soon as you see Pac-Man, the first thing you think is, thank God it is not the Ghostly Adventures design. I mean, they went like original arcade kind of Pac-Man, and it represents Namco as a whole, and it's really cool. And then his moveset is, well, his A moves are pretty just like standard. They're a bunch of kicks, mostly kicks. His smash attacks, he uses the ghosts. His B move is where he like charges the different fruits and items from Pac-Man, and he throws them, and they all have different attributes. He has his side B where he becomes original Pac-Man and goes down the dotted line to eat the dot, and then he has his up B, which is the trampoline from, I think it's called Mappy. It's an arcade game about a mouse, or police mouse or something. I don't know. It bounces on trampolines. And you can like bounce on it 3 times, and it makes Pac-Man's recovery ridiculous because he can do his side B into up B, and they both go ridiculously far. And then he has his fire hydrant, which, from once again watching live streams, as I have mentioned many times within this series that I do a lot, whenever you want to get settled with Pac-Man, just place down a fire hydrant, and you'll be able to. It seems kind of like setting up camp. It's just like most people bring a tent, Pac-Man brings a fire hydrant, and it's just, Pac-Man is just really cool the way he just is. Like, I'm so excited that he's actually in the game, as opposed to just people were saying, oh, he would be a great choice. I'm glad he's in the game. He looks very fun to play as. He represents Namco, and it just seems like a really, like, it seems like they took Pac-Man in a direction that people wouldn't have thought that they would have taken Pac-Man, but it worked absolutely perfectly. And his Final Smash, of course, represents the Pac-Man that everybody in the entire world knows. The original Pac-Man, where he goes all munchy munchy, waka waka, and eats everyone. When they fly off, they, like, become the eyes and everything. So Pac-Man overall is just a very exciting character to experience. And then when the Best Buy demo was there, which I'm going to get into in a second, everyone was kind of disappointed that they didn't have Mii Fighters, Palutena, or Pac-Man. I mean, it kind of makes sense, whatever. I mean, but it still would have been really nice. And we did get to see one match, kinda, as with Sakurai using Pac-Man, but I mean, on the YouTube video, it was just like a couple short clips. Not even worth showing in this video, so I probably won't. But to get into Best Buy experience, so as I was saying before at the beginning of the video, Nintendo announced their plans for E3 2014, where they were going to do the Invitational Tournament, the digital event, alright, whatever. One of the things that got me very excited was Best Buy, where people could play the Wii U version of Smash Brothers for the first time, and they didn't tell us in that, but also the 3DS version. So I found a destination, I made sure to get there like 2 hours early so I could get more than one match in. It was on the Saturday, not the Tuesday. I think it was a Wednesday and a Saturday, maybe. Whatever, it was the Saturday I went. It was to a Best Buy in New Jersey. And I went there and I'd say near the end of the first like portion of the line that was just like me waiting there for the game. And I can tell you that waiting in line has never been so much fun, because when you're in a line with a bunch of people waiting to play Smash Brothers on the 3DS, everyone has their 3DS, and Pokemon battles galore. My goodness, if you're a Pokemon fan, go to any sort of Smash Brothers event. You will have a good time. And now since the 3DS version's come out, go with Smash Brothers. You will have the best time. But then we go inside once the 2 hours of waiting up beforehand are basically up, and they're like, okay, come inside. So then I had heard from other sources that like if you go there wearing like outfits that are related to characters in the game, then they would come around with the 3DS version and let you try the 3DS version. And so I did that, and I wore like a Sonic sweatshirt. I wore it was a Zelda shirt. I had a Pikachu mask, but I wore it on like my head. And then in my little handbag I had with me, I had like a yellow Pikmin head sticking out. And so of course I was naturally the first guy that the guy with the 3DS came to. He comes over and he's like, "Hey, you want to try the 3DS version?" Yeah, and of course I was like, "Yeah." And we can only pick Smash Run in that one. I mean, for whatever reason, the regular brawls were disabled. But as I kind of went into in my my first couple of Smash Talk videos, because I was talking about Sonic. Sonic was the character I picked, and I was very glad that I picked Smash Run because I got to experience it. Smash Run is a heck of a lot of fun, where you're just running around. It's exactly what you know, because Sakurai's hammered what Smash Run is in way too deeply. Did you know that Smash Run is a mode exclusive to the 3DS version? But I played Sonic, and of course Sonic's very similar to how he was, except he seems to be very, very good in this one, which makes me happy because he's always been my main in Brawl alongside Ice Climbers, but they are no longer anymore. But then eventually the line goes all the way up, and I get to play my first match with a couple of guys I was waiting in line with. And as I mentioned last journey through Smash 4, I played as Greninja for their first match on Mushroomy Kingdom U. I fell in love with Greninja. I hate the Wii U Pro Controller though, and it was just a blast. In both matches I came in second, which is a shame. But it was really fun, and it was just a great experience. Because then after I did my first match as Greninja and everything, I figured, hey, the line's getting a bit longer, but there's still like 4 more hours or something. I can get back in line. Of course, I'm waiting 2 whole hours with my 3DS almost dead, and I had this one guy to talk to who he was very nice, and he's a bit sarcastic and a joker though, and he was pretty nice though. So we're all just there, and then I get my second match with Mega Man, and that video is on my channel. So if you want to check out that video, it should be one of the first videos I have on the channel, because I had this channel for a long time, but I only started uploading good videos a while back. And by a while back, I mean like when the Best Buy thing came out. So you can check my old videos to see that match, and I don't want to post it on screen, because then why would you check the old video if you've already seen it? But you can check out that video. Once again, just check my channel. But then it was just a lot of fun, because I got to play Pokemon the entire time, and I was able to talk with a bunch of other Nintendo fans. I didn't get into like the crowd like other people I heard did, where they were just trash talking Brawl. And I love Brawl. It's like one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game. Brawl is. So the whole Best Buy event, getting to play Smash 4 was just fantastic. I got to play as Mega Man, Greninja, Sonic, do Smash Run, do Mushroomy Kingdom U. I did the Mega Man stage. Yellow Devil's annoying, and it was just a great time. And E3 2014 was up. They had announced that instead of the summer release date that we were supposed to be having for Smash 3DS, it's going to be October 3rd. And October isn't summer, guys. October isn't summer. Japan got it in summer. but we didn't. And just at that point, it was only like 4 months away. And at the time of recording this, it's only 2 days away. I am excited as anything. But just at that point, we got a couple more newcomers. There's a big thing that you could see that I've done a video on that basically revealed a lot about Smash Brothers before it came out in Japan. And then the game came out in Japan, and boom. But as I mentioned, like no less than 5 seconds ago, there definitely was this waiting period with a couple more newcomers and this big thing that I will go over once more in one last episode of Journey Through Smash 4 next time, tomorrow, Thursday, day before Smash 4 comes out in America. Great doing this video as usual. See you guys next time, and all of you just keep on smashing.